Splatoon 3 is the dumbest game in the history of Nintendo. If you don't believe me, just... You know what, Splatoon 3, honestly, I think Nintendo's just always killing it these days. They release the best games. Splatoon 3 is gonna be goated game of the year. Hey, N10 Cisco here. All jokes aside, I just realized the fan's on. So after Nintendo revealed everything going on in Splatoon 3, I am seeing quite the turf war going on through the internet. I'm seeing a reaction of people still kind of saying Splatoon 3 is eh, and some people saying Splatoon 3 is ah. So let's break it down. These are things I've been seeing all over the internet, people saying, things on Twitter or YouTube. These are also statements that I have said myself. So one of the big things that people are saying against Splatoon 3 is that it shouldn't be on the Switch. It should have been a launch title or just a title in general on a new Nintendo console. So at this point, we are reaching 5 years into the Switch's lifespan. Nintendo has already revealed that we will be kind of going longer than the usual. Splatoon 1 was on the Wii U, Splatoon 2 should be on the Switch, and Splatoon 3 on the next console. Because then what are you gonna have? Like 2 online multiplayers of the same franchise out there on the same console running at the same time with both the same servers running? This falls in line with that. If we have a Splatoon game on the Switch already, why not support Splatoon 2 even more? After 2 years, they already dropped the service while people were still playing it. Like people were like, even when the Switch was becoming at its peak moment, they ended all the service for this game. I think it was longer than 2 years, maybe it was 3 years. But point is, when everyone was still playing this game, when it was still extremely popular, they cut all the support for it. Now, yes, they eventually did come back and give a little bit more content because people were still playing it. But normally you would think, hey, if a game is still really popular, people are still playing it, has a huge fan base, why would you cut the content or why would you cut support for it? Wouldn't you just want to focus all your efforts on this and just keep expanding on this? Well, that's not what they did. They said, well, whether it was extremely successful or not, we're just cutting the service. Or not, sorry, not the service. They're cutting all like the updates and stuff, and that's it. Like that's Splatoon 2, it's completed. And so now we know why, because they were working on Splatoon 3 the whole time. So people are just that's not sitting right with people. It didn't sit right with me. I was like, why a new Splatoon game? Just build off Splatoon 2. When they came back and gave it the Octo expansion, I bought it. I wanted more Splatoon 2, so why not just keep supporting that game? And then that comes with the big, like one of the big things that I was worried about, and this is actually still debatable even after Nintendo revealed everything going on in Splatoon 3, and that is that this game is not going to be any different. Splatoon 3 and Splatoon 2 will be very similar with not really any big changes or modes. It's going to play exactly the same, and I'll add a couple of weapons and call it a brand new game. And people were already complaining about that. Even after Nintendo revealed everything going on in Splatoon 3, we found out that there will be less stages at the launch of Splatoon 3 than there was at Splatoon 2. And in coming down to the one I see the most of every complaint against Splatoon 3, and this is again something I say myself, is that it's way too soon. So those are everything I've seen on it, but let me give you my thoughts. I did agree with a lot of those points I just stated, but after kind of watching through the Splatoon 3, I will admit I was kind of a Splatoon 3 hater. When they first revealed it, I was just like, why? Like, we have Splatoon 2, why do we need a third? It feels way too soon. But after really reflecting on like my statements against Splatoon 3 and watching everything that's new, reading on everything that's new, I had a little bit of a change of heart and I want to talk about it. So I want to address the big elephant in the room, and that being, it is way too soon for a Splatoon 3. Well, this one was interesting because this was the first thing I said against Splatoon 3. But I realized Splatoon 2 came out in 2017, the launch year of the Switch. And now in 2022, it's been over because 2 released in July and now this one's releasing in September. It's been over 5 years. 5 years is pretty meaty, guys. Like that's the whole, like look at these games I have here. It's always this one. It's always this one. I mean, we have lots of Switch games. It's been a bunch of years with the Switch, and you know, now we have Splatoon 3 coming out. I remember when it was like 5 or 7 years. I forgot how long it was before after the last Metroid game, and I was fumed. I was like, where is Metroid? Where has this title been? You know, I think as a casual fan, that's when it feels too soon. But if you're there are hardcore Splatoon fans, just as there are Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Smash Brothers, you name it. Even people within my group N10, like Night Sky, are huge fans of Splatoon, and they play it day in, day out. They have the most hours on that game. They try to rank, they try to complete everything. And there comes a point where all they can really do is just keep leveling up until they hit the max, and then there's like no way to level up anymore. And they just play for fun. But you know, something I feel like we casual fans don't realize is that those players who are playing a lot kind of just maxed out everything, and it's been years of them just waiting for new content. Sure, for us, you know, for me, I got to like level 35 or 40 or something and was like, cool, I beat the story mode, I got all the collectibles that I could have gotten, I'm level 40, I'm done. You know, and then that was kind of it. Whereas other people are still playing that game and are like, man, kind of waiting on the new stuff. We're all fans of something. And so telling a Splatoon fan it is way too soon for you to get a sequel makes me realize, wait a minute, it makes me think, I would absolutely get so heated if everybody on the internet was saying, oh, it's way too soon for a Pikmin game, it's way too soon for Metroid or Zelda or Pokemon. You know, like imagine people were like, you have Sword and Shield and you got DLC, be happy with that. We don't need Scarlet and Violet. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, The problem with Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 both being active games running at the same time is a problem, but then we also have Pokemon. Pokemon, just so you guys know, Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, Sword and Shield, and now Scarlet and Violet, all of them have online modes, whether it's trade, battling. Sword and Shield has ranked, and I don't think rank is gonna end for Sword and Shield when Scarlet and Violet hits. I think you'll be able to play all of them at the same time. So that's, you know, if we're not gonna complain about Pokemon, why are we complaining about Splatoon? You know, we have Mario Kart 8, and that's still being supported to this day. We have a bunch of DLC coming out for that game, and I don't see anybody else saying, I'm still seeing a lot of people say, oh, I want Mario Kart 9, which I agree with them. I would like Mario Kart 9, but I also can acknowledge that Mario Kart 8 is still active, and Mario Kart 9 would still be good. That would still be appreciated. So Splatoon 2 to 3, will it be any different? Well, if you read all the stuff that they've added, it's not just like new added game modes, but we're also getting a lot of new fixes that were a big problem in Splatoon 2. For everyone who can recall, Splatoon 2 had Salmon Run, but it only ran from like 3 in the morning till like 3 in the afternoon, but you wanted to play like right then and there, and you couldn't because you have to wait till 3 in the morning, but you have to go to bed because you got work. It was a big problem. It was so irritating that Salmon Run's gonna be 24/7. You can play it whenever you want. Thank you. That's actually a really good fix. Now, yeah, I can see the argument they should have just fixed it in Splatoon 2 and just added that as an update, like a patch or something. But hey, I mean, I will say, hey, it's good enough to add into Splatoon 3. They're listening to the problems of Splatoon 2. You can finally, this is a game changer, you can finally just simply add people to your lobby and play from there. That is a huge, probably the biggest complaint of Splatoon ever. Before, you would have to like wait for your friend to join the party, and then you would have to be in the lobby spamming join room, and then sometimes you can get in, sometimes you couldn't. It was a huge headache. And if you wanted to swap your weapons, you'd have to leave and do that all over again. It was the biggest nightmare. Johnny wanted to use a freaking sniper and he can't use it right, so now we all gotta back out and start this whole routine over again because now he wants to use a roller and see if that works better. So you see, those are some good fixes, but there's also a lot of game modes. There's a lot of collectibles, there's achievements, so you can like get titles and stuff for your locker that you decorate and customize. There's also something called Salmon Big Run. If you guys don't know, this is an invasion of Salmon Run. They're trying to get into the city, and there's like kaiju looking salmon, and you have to take them out. Looks actually really, really cool. I'm really excited about that. That's like a brand new game mode. It's building upon the Salmon Run. This is huge, not on a Splatoon level, but on the Nintendo level. And that's that you can finally save your backup. You can do it. And one of the biggest and last things I complained about was that Splatoon 2 players were not gonna get rewarded. You were gonna play and grind all throughout Splatoon 2 and not get rewarded for it. that Splatoon 3 will just come out and you have to start completely over. But that is not the case. In fact, when you launch Splatoon 3 and you have a Splatoon 2 save file, you can kind of transfer that save, and it will give you, if you have a rank in Splatoon 2, depending on the rank, it'll kind of carry over into Splatoon 3. You'll also get golden tickets that you can use to kind of right away redeem those high level weapons. So instead of having to grind those levels again, if there is a gun that you were like, oh yeah, no, that's the one I used to use back in the day, bam, give that to me now, because that's my weapon, you can redeem that ticket. And I believe usually you have to, I think you have to work your way up to achieve Anarchy battles, but if you have Splatoon 2 and you have a save file, I think you have instant access to those Anarchy battles, so that can be very useful if you just want to jump into the action. But yeah, so overall, I understand where everybody was coming from when they were kind of dogging on Splatoon 3, but I think you should reflect a little bit more and realize, you know what, if it's, you know, at least think about it for the Splatoon fan base. Those players, right? They're huge on Splatoon, they dedicate all those hours. I'm sure all of them have been waiting for a brand new game. So, lucky them, be happy for them. Us casual fans, I think even for us, hey, brand new game, seems like there's a lot more fun we can have with it. You don't have to say goodbye to Splatoon 2, just think of Splatoon 3 is the continuation of it. It apparently is considered the finale of the saga, which is interesting. I want to know what that's about. So, Splatoon ending? I highly doubt it, but they're kind of setting up like there's an ending to this, like this is like a trilogy and they're ending this. So, if you play through the story and everything on Splatoon 2, you know, Splatoon 3 is going to be worth it. So, that's not taking away, it's adding on. So I would say let's not be so hard on Splatoon 3 if you are, and I think Splatoon 3 is going to be fun. I have a change of heart. I was not really supportive of it. I said I was going to skip out on it. I don't know if I'm going to buy it day one, but for now I'm going to say it's worth it. I think I'm happy for the fans. I'm happy for people that are going to be able to get their hands on it. So I'm all in for Splatoon 3. But yeah, Splatoon 3, let me know down below. If you agree with me, if you want to argue, I'm totally down for a debate down below, let me know. And let me know, what are you picking up? Are you picking up Splatoon 3? Are you not? Let me know why not, why. Man, this is all jumbled. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later. Stay fresh, or what's the new one? C-cut. Okay, I only know stay fresh. Stay fresh.